Mm-hmm.
All right, today, Anthony, we're going to talk about two words that are synonymous, really, Yachid and Echad. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll read to you here. There's a very popular teaching in Trinitarian circles
Mm-hmm.
that in the Shema, as you can see here, viewers, Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. So this author here, the Triunity of God at the bottom here, Russell
Mm-hmm.
Sharrock,
Mm-hmm.
says that the Hebrew word Echad means one in English, but another word for one is Yachid, which means only or one and only one. Basically, Yachid denotes absolute singularity, but Echad is a compound unity noun. And then he gives examples about Genesis 1:5, about one day. So there's
Yes.
a morning, an afternoon, and so on. Genesis 2:24, a male and a female become one, Echad. So he points to that as examples of this. I don't
Mm.
even know if is that a grammatical invention, compound unity noun?
Yes, it's a complete fiction,
Fiction.
imagined, copied mindlessly by people who are not.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
finish the quote
Yep.
here.
Mm-hmm.
On the contrary, he says here at the bottom of this book,
Mm-hmm.
Triunity of God, the verses which denote Yahid are those verses, Genesis
Mm-hmm.
22 and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So when God motivated Moses to write Deuteronomy 6:4, he meant to use the plural one, Echad, to
Yep.
demonstrate his plurality. So a
Yeah.
couple of questions here, Anthony. Is
Yes.
there such a thing in grammatical rule called a compound unity noun? And is it true that these two words
Yes.
are completely different, Yachid and Echad? What would you have
Well,
to say?
yes, compound, you could say the collective noun in English is compound one, like a family is compounded of various members. A team is compounded of various members. But to say that the word echad, one, or yachid, to say that they imply in any sense plurality is absolutely false. That statement you just read there is making Jews scream because they know full well that echad is the numeral one. Let's state the grammatical facts. The word echad, one, means one and not two or more. One and only one alone. That's what it means. To say that it means compound one in the phrase one day because you've got a night and a morning is completely false. It's just like saying that one zebra proves that one means black and white. A moment's thought should convince everybody of that easy fact. One zebra is one zebra. The word one means one and one only. One cluster of grapes is still one cluster and not two clusters. You go to a dollar store and they say this item you're trying to buy is one or compound one. So it's $13. It is complete. I'm tempted to use the word dementia here because it's a madness. It's an underhand, crafty, tricky way of misleading people. Ask any Jew, consult any Hebrew lexicon, you will never find the word echad is supposed to mean more than one. One family is still one family. Let's imagine you say that one tripod with three legs means that one is more than one. That's just false. One tripod is not two tripods or three tripods. Your child of 5 or 6 understands that. So I'm appalled, and Jews are too, and real linguists are appalled at the nonsense that gets trotted out to imply that God is really compound one. That's just wrong. He's one and one alone. Yachid is certainly the word unique, but it's quite inappropriate in the Bible for God. It's only used 11 times, and it means solitary or on one's own, even an only son, that kind of thing. The word echad is used 970 times in the Hebrew Bible. It's the numeral one. 11, for instance, in Hebrew is 1 and 10. Your mathematics would be thrown into utmost confusion if you begin to say that echad means or can refer to. What in the world is that? I don't have words to express my anguish and consternation at the notion that one is compound one because one day has a morning and a night. Let me finish with this, Carlos. The number one, Echad, the feminine form is achat. It's the same word, but echad, let's say with the masculine. It can modify any noun in the universe. One cell, one universe, one moon, one sun, one family, one dog. Any noun in the universe can be described as one. What that noun has by way of compound idea, like a family or a cluster of grapes or a team of soccer players, that has not anything remotely to do with the meaning of Echad, which is one. So that's simply a language fact. There are lots of good linguists out there, high school English teachers, who will confirm that what I'm saying is true. So beware then of the underhand trick by which the Jews are now being turned into Trinitarians because Moses apparently told them that God is compound one.
So can you comment on those two verses there on the screen? So
yes, absolutely.
Yachid is synonymous with Echad, and we have two samples there. What can you tell us about this?
Well, this word is Echad. It means it will be one day, and only one day, one unique day, one day only. And that word is Echad there. So it's nonsense to say you have to write Yachid. If you write Yachid, you're into a different area of meaning entirely. Yachid is very rare, as I said, and it means solitary, lonely, not appropriate for God in the Bible. Same with Joshua 17:14. We've got only one lot, only one inheritance. Goral, Echad. It's one and not two. So let's get this quite clear. The word Echad in Hebrew means one, not more than one, not three, not five, one and only one. If you want to call that unique, that will work well. So your child in Israel knows perfectly well that one means one. It's a prodigious feat of language trickery to say that one is compound, since one can modify, describe any noun in the universe. Abraham is said to be Echad, one person. Well, let's say that Echad is plural there because Abraham has arms and legs and cells and nose and eyes and mouth. So is he then compound in that sense? And therefore, Echad means compound one. That is appallingly bad. And I hope people would take the time to get the education required to think critically about these important issues.